No, you sound beautiful. I was just wondering, like, oh, should I up the production value here and plug in the snowball?
What are you using? Just your headset mic?
Just my headset mic.
We're live, by the way, so don't say anything too off color.
Uh, um, I couldn't even think of anything offensive.
I would have bet money you were going to do like a Steven Universe reference, like a quote from one of the off color gems, but
Oh, that would have been good too. You're quicker than I am. It's like there's this great bit with Daniel Radcliffe where he talks about I can't remember what show it was for, but the joke is that he hires some rando to like just be this dude that follows him around and keeps him humble, and like Daniel Radcliffe just gets increasingly frustrated with him with like everything he says and like punches a wall. And like he's basically saying something like, I can't remember what his line is. It cracks me up. He's like, oh, you always know just how to cut to me, or something like that. But I always think of that scene whenever we're in the chat with our good friend Jay, because he's so quick and witty. I'm always like, oh my god, how did he think of that?
he is. Yeah, he's ridiculous. He comes with the pun or the reference or like
he doesn't even have kids, and his dad joke game is like on point.
It is. You know what it is with Jay? He gets to the point that you would normally take, like you and a friend riffing off each other, but he just does like 3 steps in his head immediately. You know what I mean? So he's like already
maybe it's that. Yeah.
He's already like 3 or 4 meme layers deep by the time he responds in any way. You know.
Oh man. Do we need an official intro for these? I don't quite know.
Well, I guess this might be the first episode, kinda, because last time there was a lot of setup, so I could imagine there will be humans who this is their first one. Yeah, last one will be episode 0. This will be episode 1. So yeah, hey, I'm Drew Messenger Michaels.
I'm Lucio Valentino.
We are some people from the Everybody's Talking in One's podcast, and this is the increasingly present but not especially good ETAO TV, I guess. We're streaming some Dark Souls 3. You'll notice we don't have like the proper streamer setup. I don't have like a cool frame. We don't have cameras. You're just looking at the game. We're keeping it kind of simple, but we both really love this series. Lucio in particular really, really loves this particular game. And I don't know this as well as I know the other ones, so we thought it'd be fun to revisit it. And especially since it's sort of the game itself is a victory lap for the series, this is sort of our victory lap within the game. We thought it'd be fun to play with some builds that are very, very lore focused. So like the gear we picked, yeah.
I was gonna say, and it's also not untimely with a couple of developments from lately. Well, one from and one from From's Legacy. There is going to be a remaster of Demon Souls. Arguably the first foray into the series. I don't know if anything predates it from that company.
We can discuss that while we're playing. Where do we meet, by the way? Because let's give people sweet content while we talk.
Undead Settlement, I think.
Oh, sweet.
Today might be the first official episode, but it's also going to be another slight experimentation in that we're going to see how involved it would be for you lovely people at home to watch both of us run through, because we like playing these games together. And one thing we had discussed was whether or not it would be useful to have that sweet content. Both of us going through, or if it might just feel a little redundant.
I'll even take a step back, because like for anybody watching who just enjoys our personalities and isn't especially familiar with Dark Souls, first of all, look at that vista. Get into Dark Souls, man. But man, lady, or person who lies betwixt, or whatever, right? So the deal is you can co-op with people in these games. Mostly, some exceptions apply, adult supervision required. But you basically are only making progress in the host's world.
Right.
So banner not in inventory. I have to run up to the castle and get the banner. I'm gonna do that real quick.
Didn't talk to the lady.
I didn't talk to the lady, so I'm gonna do that right now. Whoa, she's a lady. Yeah, so you're making progress in one of your worlds but not the other. So if you want to co-op the entire game together, you absolutely can, but it means you're doing everything the number of times that there are players who want to play together. So these games typically you can have a party of 3, so that often means doing it 3 times. We're really just playing the 2 of us. If there's a third, it'll be kind of a one-off or whatever. So this would basically mean doing everything twice. So would that be fun for you to watch? Maybe not. For this first area that I consider part 0, mainly for personal reasons, because like every time I try to replay this game, that's as far as we get, and then we give up on it. So I think of post Vordt of the Boreal Valley as like the real game. Like this is where we are actually officially doing a playthrough. No, for real. This next area is a lot longer than the opening area. So this is where I think we'll find out, as Lucio was saying, whether it's going to be fun to watch the entire game twice or whether we just want to, maybe have one of us, most likely Lucio, do some offline, character catch-upping after you find people have seen it once in one of our worlds.
Yeah, this is like Drew mentioned. I've played this game so much it would be no big thing.
As the buzzing of gnats.
Yes.
Okay, I'm skipping through some dialogue. That was just because I want to get to the part.
I
Where
mean, we already agreed this is not like a capital P playthrough.
That's true. This is not.
The best playthroughs, in my opinion, don't even have any commentary anyway. You just get to enjoy the game. So.
Yeah, dude, no commentary Let's Plays, especially on older games that are a pain in the ass to actually, play, are a treasure. Just an absolute treasure. But that's not what this is, right? We are sort of giving you a tour of the game, but I think if you are trying to experience the game, this is not for you, right? There are probably other playthroughs that'll do it better. This is more meant for people who either don't especially care about spoilers, and indeed don't even necessarily care about tracking the plot, such that they're, to the degree that there is a plot. This is more for people who either have played the game and want to explore some corners of it with some people who know it to various degrees, or people who, again, just don't care at all about spoilers and are just curious about it and what our dynamic is like when we play it. So
yeah, I mean the crux of ETAO is to look at games from a sort of analytical perspective. Whether that's themes, design, choices, all aesthetics, all that stuff. So I think what you're going to get is just us talking about stuff as we see it. And I mean, like you said, it's not a compendium, but the story for that you can go look at YouTubers like Vidya, who does an astounding job of bringing this world to life. But for us, it's just more like a chance to talk about look at this glorious vista. Hey, did you know that area you can see off in the distance that's been very well rendered and not hazy? You can actually go to it,
right?
That kind of stuff, which has been a from Hallmark since day one. So.
Yeah, speaking of from Hallmarks, these Goyles are a Dark Souls 1 reference. These were the helpful things that took you to Anne Orlando in the first game. So the fact that they're back is one of the game's earlier gestures. I mean, not the first. You're already at Firelink Shrine, which is a meaningful location in the previous game. But this is the game signaling you that you're going to be in. That this is a bit of a, like I said, a victory lap. You're going to be coming home again in a bunch of ways, but not quite the ways you expect.
Did we? I'm sorry. Remind me of your buddy who was not the biggest fan of this game.
That'd be Adam, who definitely will sit in at some point.
So yeah, in channeling the spirit of Adam, at least since you brought it up. So what did you think about when those Goyles showed up? Do you think there is any sort of lore reason that they're there, or is it kind of just like a little bit of a placeholder?
Well, I mean, there's a reason, but whether it's an elegant reason is up for debate. Does that make sense?
That's kind of more what I meant. Yeah, I mean, nothing in this game is sort of like half boiled. It's just more like your familiarity with them is specifically with Anne Orlando, and I mean, spoiler alert. Later in the game, they take you to the Ring City, which between Anne Orlando and the Ring City, it makes a lot of sense because both of those locations have connections to the four inheritors of the First Flame, but in the case of these guys bringing you to the Undead Burg, I was always interested, why do they bring us here?
Right. I mean, so partially it's just a literal reversal, of the image from the first game, because the way they come into play in the first game is you beat the Iron Keep. By the way, I'm at this area where we can meet up.
I went ahead to the bonfire past the thing, but I can come out and meet you if you like. Hold on.
Oh, either way, I mean, let's fight through this gate together. That'll be more fun.
Yeah. Could warp to it, but I think I'm just gonna
that's fine.
Run up there.
So it's reversal. So I'm you find people on the internet are seeing this sort of impassable valley and this this high wall that makes the wall in Game of Thrones look like no wall at all, right? This is so for the Goyles, as we're calling them, me and the Goyles hanging out, cracking some cold ones. Them taking you down is a reversal of the image from the first game where you beat the old Iron Keep and you're like, wait, how can I possibly go any further? And I think just one of them, or is it two of them, pull you into Anne Orlando, which is...
I seem to remember one. And wasn't that at the top of Sen's Fortress? Or am I remembering correctly?
You are right. The old Iron Keep is a Dark Souls 2 thing. Oh man, we're playing a lot of these Souls games
We're playing a lot of Souls games.
Good call. You fight the Iron Golem at the top of Sen's Fortress. That is the two things those are the two things my brain combined. But so rather than them taking you into, in this case, in that case, Anne Orlando, in this case, Lothric, they're taking you out of it, right? So it's like it's a straight up switcheroo. The other thing is that it's associating like secret knowledge or like they take you to a place where you're gonna not be able to trust your perspective. And Orlando famously has like an illusion. You're the way you're seeing it is not the way it is. Wiggling my fingers. Hello there. Oh, that weapon.
Yes.
That weapon. It is 100% that weapon. Yeah. So Anne Orlando has a lot of associations with it that I think are relevant to like what's gonna happen as we start getting deeper into this area. But
Yeah, this
how
is
much
one
of
the,
that is me giving the game way too much credit, and how much of it is just, hey, look, a thing we recognize? I'm not 100% sure, and that's one of the things that continually fascinates me about Dark Souls 3 in particular. Like
it feels everything feels very purposeful. So when something seems maybe a little recycled, it's always kind of funny. You got to like stop and ponder whether it's. I mean, even aesthetically, like this, I didn't know it at the time, but now that I'm replaying, like these are very Bloodborne heavy.
Oh yeah.
And a lot
These
of
carriages.
and a lot of people, yeah, and a lot of people will look to very specific diegetic connections between the games, and I don't really think about it too much in a very like linear way like that. But it is interesting to see like. Does it mean something? Is there some influence or like, because this is the only two places in the game, as far as I can remember, where you'll see like these specific kind of characters.
Forgot about you, gentlemen. So these are also a Dark Souls 2 reference. We haven't gotten far enough into that one. For anybody who doesn't know, we are so far not streaming it. But with our good buddy Ben, we are playing through Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Luce hasn't really played that one. But there are these sort of clattering carriages filled with, I believe, basilisks? What was in them? They're carriages filled with monsters. So, like, again, like you were saying, everything's purposeful, even when it's, maybe sideways or fan servicey. Putting those here and then having the pilgrims over there, is sort of an image of a curse running rampant or plans going badly or something like that. Like there's
our boy.
Where is he at? Oh, there he is. Did he bow? Is he dueling, or is he just being a weirdo?
No, he's just walking. I'll wave to him. I don't know what his preference is.
Yeah, he's not really indicating so far.
I'm just going to copy him.
No, you stop doing it. He's just sort of hanging out. What is his plan?
I don't know. I mean, we should probably duel, I guess.
All right, you want to take him?
Yeah, I'll give him a good old bow.
I'll be the cameraman.
Seems like a fun boy. I have this weapon. Ooh, he's a serious boy.
The lightning buffs are pretty OP in this game, if I recall.
They used to have crazy stun lock. They still do. I don't really like. I mean, I'm not a huge PvP person. I've kind of gotten more into it. Admittedly,
Not a huge PvP person, you mean?
That's a build. I did like no damage to him.
Woof.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting some licks.
Yeah, I can't poise through what he's bringing. Though that'll be interesting.
Because that's kind of the key to your weapon under normal human circumstances.
Yeah, maybe I'll see if I can get a poise out here. Now I can poise through, but he will probably kill me still. Because we've bowed, so
you're not going to heal. That's the the gentleman's.
Yeah, do we know how those meta rules? Was it forums or just behavior that kind of established those meta rules?
I'm not even sure when they got established. So he's still not healing. There we go. Okay, he healed after you're dead. Yeah. Where's my bow?
You can heal.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that. Let's at least give myself a fighting chance. All right, stream. Wish me luck. Oh, parry fail. We're off to a bad start. Yeah, he is not taking much damage.
Yeah, that's a build for sure.
I am playing somewhat brilliantly, I gotta say. And yet, I'm learning to play
To the latency.
a little bit better, yeah. Because the timing is perfectly masterable. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Whoop. Okay, yeah, I'm dead and electrocuted. GG Origin. We've been defeated by the spirit of EA Origin. Since this is the first proper episode, I guess briefly let's explain what an invasion is. So Lucio and I are co-oping, right? We're entering each other's reality in a friendly way.
And don't forget to kill him, by the way.
Oh yes, thank you. But you can also enter someone's reality in an openly hostile way. And actually, in this one, you can do it in sort of an ambiguous way, where you're what's called a mad phantom, who can help or hurt. But invasions are they were actually relatively obscure at launch in the first game. Like you had to like play through the game a specific way, and like it was kind of tough to become a Dark Wraith. But it's become a hallmark of the series to you know, invade other people's worlds and make their lives difficult. So yeah, like Luce was saying, there's a whole gentleman's code that's sort of popped up around it, you know, and I find it pretty fascinating. You know, not everybody honors it, and I would actually argue part of the reason Mad Phantoms are a cool addition in this game, the little purple phantoms, is that that's actually interesting gameplay, right? When someone enters your world and you're not sure what their intentions are. That's kind of a cool moment. Not everyone is creative.
Kind of plays into the meta text of the game as well, where you're constantly questioning everyone's intentions.
Yeah, exactly, which is definitely a thing in these games. At their best, what I really love is it's not just that they're giving you a bunch of information, but it's rather than a giant lore dump like a lot of, you know, world-heavy RPGs would do, you're actually getting sort of like conflicting information. Like
Right.
one person has one interpretation of what's going on, and another one has a totally contradictory interpretation. And it's very much up to you, and sometimes it's intentionally kind of unresolvable who's right. So we are champions of Ash. This guy is having a bad pilgrimage.
How he yearned for sweet death.
Perhaps my calling lies elsewhere. Say, champion of Ash, how does the idea of taking me into your service strike you? I was once a sorcerer. Surely I can be of use.
If he can't die, at least he can teach people sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Later, dude. Oh, that's right. And they just like it isn't like they don't do the thing that you know, Zelda games usually do, and some of the other Souls games do, where it's like, it's fine, I will just walk there when you're not looking. They actually get kind of like magics away.
Scared it
like,
away.
Yeah. Like, Macavity! They just, you know, they kind of get, yeah. Doesn't that happen in the Cats movie? I still haven't actually seen the Cats movie. My understanding is he, like, swipes at them with his coat, and they, like, get whirlwinded away.
Wait, which movie is this?
Cats?
Oh. I forgot about Cats. Why is Cats?
Hell. It's about cats. Yeah, Idris Elba plays I guess the villain of the whole piece now, kind of like a two-scene character in the musical, but yeah, spends I mean, you saw the Lindsay Ellis video, right? Spends the whole movie kidnapping the big celebrities so they don't have to be on screen so much.
Whoa. Is that Mistopheles? I can't remember.
No, Mistopheles is the that sounds like it. Because it's, you know, Mephistopheles. Katink, katink, katink. But no, the villain is Macavity. Is what he's called. Mephistopheles is the magical cat. I mean, and
Not
now
very familiar.
welcome to the Dark Souls 3. Welcome to the only Dark Souls, probably not the only Dark Souls 3 stream where we talk about cats, but in this one we talk about it a lot. I've just decided. Yeah, I still haven't seen the movie, but I mean, Lauren has done. I was going to say productions plural. No, just one production of Cats.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
She was Grisabella, actually, like, which is usually played. Characters usually played by an older woman, but there's kind of nothing in the text that says that has to be the case.
Huh.
And in fact, you sort of like see her with the group in her prime right at the beginning, the way it's written. So it's oh my god, why did I come down here alone? You little thievies.
Do you have a shield?
I do. I really only use it for parrying though. Like I'll probably pick up a buckler when the time comes.
These, I was gonna say, these guys, their weapons are so tiny you can just block and it'll knock them off balance.
That's a good call. I've been enjoying the dual blade moveset here, but
yeah, I mean it's just situational. I feel like that's a big part of these games that I didn't get into was how much it wants you to sort of like try lots of different like approaches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all these situations are basically built to make certain approaches advantageous. For example, right now you're hucking
fire,
hucking projectiles at the big explodey barrels. That's a thing you can do in lots of places, but this whole situation is engineered to make it a good idea, or maybe more to the point, make anything else kind of a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, switching between this and 2 is going to be interesting. I was like, where are my life gems?
Yeah, I don't think there's a health equivalent. Oh, I guess Siegbrow, but that's not something that's common.
No. Well, this is
Wow,
so. This
she's,
is a
really closing in on you.
Yeah, I know, right? This is a design problem, question, balancing act that's been going on since Demon Souls. I should say, by the way, I shouldn't let this pass. I'm sure since we mentioned it several minutes ago, there's already F's in chat, so to speak. But Demon Souls wasn't really like the first one. It's the beginning of.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, the beginning of the modern journey that so far has concluded with Sekiro. I mean, Elden Ring is happening. It's just we haven't heard about it in a year, so sometimes my faith feels tested. For years and years made. There's
two ways to go.
Yeah, I always forget which one we ought to begin.
I think
you're the expert.
I think this is good because I think the door over this way you can only open from this side. Okay, so it'll even if we turn back, it'll at least let us do that. Oh.
So before From became a mostly Soulsborne hero ring rune studio, all the time, they made all kinds of other stuff. They made Tenchu, Stealth Assassins, and
me and a buddy played so much Armored Core, and I never realized they made Armored Core back in the day.
Yeah,
which from a design perspective makes sense because it's so over the top, like involved. Like,
well, that's where Miyazaki got his.
In that game.
That's where Miyazaki kind of got his start as someone like driving design, was in the Armored Core series.
Oh, I didn't know that. That would make sense though, because it's. I mean, it plays a lot like this way, and how like the shoulder buttons are your attack instead of the usual like X to jump, square to hit. Or if you're on an Xbox controller, A to jump.
Right. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Pre-Miyazaki, if you will. There was a series called Kingsfield. I think there were 4 of them that were sort of broadly similar in like philosophy to these games.
They're throwing fire at you. We want to roll down, so you're gonna take a little bit of damage, as I recall.
That's fine. We live once. It's a joke. We live a whole mess of times. So yeah, Kingsfield was sort of philosophically similar, but like it was first person. It was less polished even than the early Souls games, if you can believe it. Kind of infuriating, very, very clunky combat. Famously, Demon Souls was sort of a project in trouble. And I can't remember who the original director was, but basically Miyazaki took it over partway through and added in a bunch of Kingsfield-y, hyper difficult, obscure nonsense. And thus the modern Soulsborne thing was born. and a lot of people didn't get it, also famously, right? Like Demon Souls was the one that the president of Sony at the time called, and I quote, unbelievably bad.
I have never heard that. That's great.
And I believe actually, internet, check my facts if I'm wrong here, if I'm getting my deep lore wrong. But I believe they gave Sony the option to have Dark Souls be a PS3 exclusive, just as Demon Souls was, and Sony turned them down. Like, why would we do that? Fool us once.
Thank goodness they didn't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Because then, of course, Dark Souls was the one that broke out and kind of made this nonsense mainstream.
Well, then we get to have the remaster on every available platform.
Mm-hmm. But so there is, of course, something full circle about the PS5, presumably somewhere in the launch window, if he could warp out of that. This didn't occur to me until just now, I don't think. He could have warped out of that cage at any time, or like...
That always bothered me. I shouldn't say bothered. I always took it as some kind of like self-induced exile, like, maybe he just didn't want to go anywhere without a student.
Maybe it's like Roger Rabbit, and he could only do it when it was funny.
I hadn't thought of that either.
Yeah. So there's something full circle about, in the PS5 launch window, presumably there being a Demon's Souls remaster, because that's the one that... I mean, Dark Souls to a certain degree exists because Sony still had the intellectual property rights to Demon's Souls, in the same way that, like, Star Wars exists because George Lucas couldn't get the rights to Flash Gordon, and Mario exists because Miyamoto couldn't get the rights to Popeye,
Yeah. We're saying is limitation breeds creativity.
Yes, but also intellectual property law is a prison. Both are.
I mean, yes. Just brought that up with my daughter the other day. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about. Oh, because we were going to watch the new Spider-Man film, and neither Homecoming or Far From Home are on Disney Plus.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to remember that was some deal between Sony, and so then we got more curious. So we were wondering how you could watch it, and it turns out you can watch it on Hulu if you have the Stars add-on.
Oh, for the love of God!
So, make of that what you will.
Yeah, it's like big HTML1 like flashing letters saying pirate this, like it's just exactly. So why make it so difficult?
Okay, so we're in an area where there's kind of a loop. So maybe we should go backwards. That'd be kind of interesting. I think the first time we went sort of the way the game kind of leads you. It might be kind of interesting to go backwards and see how this goes.
Yeah, bro.
Because normally, I think last time we came from the other direction. Let's see. Okay, so there's boys everywhere.
Many a boy.
What was I gonna say? Oh, this is kind of our first like non-Vordt boss, but this boss. So another interesting thing about these games, which I think we touched on a little last time, is so this boss that we're gonna be coming up to is optional. Like, you can't see my hand making the quotations, but you miss a huge part of the gameplay if you decide not to fight this boss.
Mm-hmm. The equivalent from other Souls games would be the Blood-Starved Beast in Bloodborne, who is optional. You can beat the game, and even actually, can you see the true ending without beating him? But anyway, you can't do any of the Chalice Dungeon stuff. Yeah, I guess there's nothing in the Chalice Dungeons, or is there? I'm honestly
there's
not sure.
3 Umbral Chords, and I don't think any of them involve the Chalice Dungeons. But I don't know if there was something else we did.
Didn't open from this side. That's right.
Also, we have to go. Interesting.
It's not open world. It's twisty turny, but
yeah. And I mean, I'm sure that's one of the things that you would agree with, Adam, that you were not as big a fan of at this game. Like, I think I can't remember if it was on Twitter or this way, dude. Oh. Actually, I think.
I mean, there are things this way, but
yeah. Well, if we hang left, we're gonna start getting to the next area. Mm-hmm. But there is, I think, this little this like aqueduct or something.
Mm-hmm.
What was I saying? So you would probably agree with Adam, which is I think I saw on Twitter that you had said the first game, Dark Souls 1, is still your favorite. Oh no, Bloodborne was before that, then Dark Souls 1. So I was going to ask you, is the map design a big part of that? Because that just blew you away the first time you played?
Yeah, I think in Dark Souls 1, a lot of it is also the storytelling. For everything clunky about it, there's just something so incredibly like every check it writes it can cache. Or if it can't, it's pointing something out by saying that, because like with this style of gameplay and this style of storytelling,
Big rat.
You're asking. Oh, that's right. Ooh, that's right. That's a good jump scare. Man, we're bad streamers because there was just a jump scare and we didn't go ah. Anyway,
I have played this game too many times.
Yeah.
I knew Big Mama Rodent was hanging there in the corner.
That's where she be.
Some people call her Rat. I call her Big Mama Rodent.
It's a pretty good Billy Bob Thornton.
I've watched that movie too many times too. It's funny that, as an aside, that is a great film.
Sling Blade?
I think it's, yeah, and in the age of memes, my good friend Ian, who has never,
Oh, that's an
this
NPC.
is
Yeah.
this is NBC though, but my good friend Ian, who's never seen the film, when I've talked about, he's never seen, you should watch it, his question is, it's actually a good movie
Wow.
because
Oh,
it's
because
so
it's so
memed,
memed.
but
Yeah.
it is a great film. Like it's a very like hard, thoughtful, character piece.
Yeah, no, I mean it's about a guy who commits a fairly grisly act of murder and is sort of unrepentant about it, and so then what happens next? Am I remembering this right? Okay.
Well,
yeah.
and he's also has mental
Right. So
I don't know. I don't want to say like a mental illness, really, especially because in the film, you find out that he was horribly mistreated by his parents.
right.
That's a big part of it.
But yeah, no, it's a movie about whether the justice system is good at dispensing justice. It's a movie about redemption. It's a movie about what is a sane person.
Yeah. What is a good person?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works in an interesting way with its setting. Did you get this bonfire?
I did.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming you did, but in how it presents, like the sort of I'm having a hard time like putting it into words, but basically like there's this character, like there's a gay character in the film played by the late what's his name, John Ritter, Three's Company.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like this really it's got a lot of quiet moments, which I like about it. It's not too bombastic. It's it's a little on the nose, but the character kind of allows that because he's just a very simple character who speaks very plainly. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the larger world would feel like it holds up, but I still feel like it holds up pretty well. I know it's a little dicey with representation and people who are not mentally disabled playing people who are mentally
A
disabled.
neurotypical actor going for an Oscar by playing someone who's not. Yeah.
And to this day, I've never seen I Am Sam, so I couldn't comment on like that one, for example.
I haven't either.
Really? Even with the cat? Oh God! Even with the Academy stuff and
I
everything.
somehow missed that one that year. Yeah.
One of the things I do like about it is that I guess they couldn't acquire licensing for the Beatles songs, so the entire album is just Beatles covers, they're not all great, but some are really nice.
That ends up accidentally being a cool little record.
Yeah. Was it? I can't. Oh God! I'm trying to hide her down because otherwise she's. There we go.
Oh jeez. Oh, there's a wall I didn't see.
Bad hug. Oh.
Thou hast been stabinated.
Still throwing stuff at us. Oh, I got an SS back. Beautiful. Don't even know when that happened.
I think I got all of mine back when we killed Hodrick. Oh yeah.
Should we take out this? She's just following us.
I mean, probably. Probable like.
Whoa! Hey. Reach on this thing is nuts. Huh.
We don't want your mixtape. You can't hand it to me and then tell me what it costs. Anyway, so you were sort of arguing that Dark Souls 1 is the Sling Blade of Soulsborne's? Was that the connection?
No, that was an absolute aside.
Okay.
No, what I was saying at the beginning of the conversation, which we can come back to, is I was just more curious about design point. Like we were just at this area that we thought, we haven't gone this way before, let's try it, and the game is actually stopping us now. So I didn't know if you would consider that like a point against it, or
no,
just
I wouldn't. I mean, Dark Souls 1.
The first one, yeah.
No, well, I mean, no. Dark Souls 1 does that too, and it actually does it the dumbest way possible. Like you actually just get to points where there's magical yellow fog for no apparent reason, and until you place the Lord Vessel, it's not going anywhere, right? Like that, it has really, really clunky gating in places, but it has.
There's a door here. Just to know if you can open it.
Let me check it out. Hold on, cutting down this gentlemen. It has really clunky gating in places, but I think the parts that are more open are just very, very memorable. You know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, fundamentally, what this level design stuff does is it lets you map the entire world in your head, and like Dark Souls 2 is controversial because you can't. It doesn't really make sense, and that's actually.
I was wondering, like maybe because when we play, we've I don't know if famously is the right word. In our small circle, we have famously started Dark Souls 2, like 5 times?
That might be a low estimate, but yeah, multiple times.
For whatever reason, that's the one that just didn't gel with me from the onset. I mean, Dark Souls 1 didn't either, but that was only like one time. And then I got into this game and, suddenly everything opened up. And when we get to certain points in the game, we'll talk about how that was sort of interesting to go backwards and kind of have the
real quick aside, the fan service moment here of the Estes soup and the sunlight metal. I think the soup specifically is a Dark Souls 2 reference.
Oh, I see. Oh, you have to fall into here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the soup specifically, I believe, is a Dark Souls 2 thing, as you'll see as we continue. But anyway, yes, you were saying.
No soup for me.
Oh, wow. Only one of us gets soup?
I mean, I didn't even see it when you fell in, so I don't know
Maybe
if
it's
that
just
means...
the host.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I don't know if it's like one of those things. Where'd you fall in, just from my memory? Oh, okay, right here.
Yeah, right there.
I couldn't remember. So what was I saying? Oh, so we famously done, and every time we've played, I cannot map Dark Souls 2 for whatever reason, and I sometimes wonder, is that because it's so linear? I mean, that's a rhetorical question. You don't have to actually answer, but it is funny because these games sort of require you to have to kind of map it out a little bit, just in the design. Like we're saying, this one's a little more linear than Dark Souls 1, but even so, did we get invaded and not notice? Oh, okay.
Nigno.
He's a warrior. Warrior of sunlight.
That name makes me nervous. That makes me feel like there's a racist meme I'm not aware of. But maybe it's just something I don't know about.
Nigno? Yeah, I don't know. Well, what's funny is it
usually sounds like a Chan thing. I don't know.
It usually censors Nig, like NIG. Like if like a lot of people have the word knight in their name,
right,
and the NIG will specifically be censored. All right, so now we've come full circle.
We really can't have nice things, can we?
No, we cannot.
Yeah, but no, Dark Souls 2. So like, if you take all the game design jargon out of it and just say like, what is the emotional reaction that the kind of map design in Dark Souls 1 is trying to produce? Like what is the emotional purpose of it? It's to make you go. It's to make you go, oh shit, I'm here.
Let's gank him.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Because we can also just kind of push him back a little to the...
Yeah. We've emptied the level out more than he probably expects, so he's not going to be able to...
Ow.
We should probably...
Oh, wait, I thought we were going to the bonfire this way.
Oh, I thought you said gank him.
Yeah, but I just meant work our way to the bonfire while doing that, because he's going to have to follow us.
That's true.
He can try to be an Iggy, but we've cleared everything out, so...
I was going to say, this is probably a good opportunity to introduce a personal term that we use that the internet may not know about. In fact, definitely doesn't, because we made it up. Oh, geez, I fell to my death.
The wrong way.
So if someone invades and duels, that's legit, that's honorable, cool. If someone invades and tries to take, 2 or 3 people, on one, fine too. Totally cool, a bit more chaotic, but everyone has a good time. If someone invades and then runs into an area where they think there are a bunch of enemies, sort of in order to not have to do the work themselves, this I find uncool. And this we refer to as Iggy Borington.
Yes,
because it is a very boring way to play. Effective,
and it's funny because the more I play this game, the more I realize I'm at your bonfire. By the way, I think I remembered I got this one. I don't remember why I went ahead a little bit, but I
think we're learning that going ahead is a good thing. You're at the dilapidated bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta go get my souls.
Yeah, that's why I figured you summoned me, because we just wrap around and go get them.
Okay. My sign is, wait, no. Why is my sign down? My sign is...
Why is your sign down?
I just gotta yeah.
The more I play this game, the more I realize that's a totally viable strategy. But kind of, as you say, it can be both things, right? Like, they're playing the game correctly because that's the sort of... what's the word? Advantage that invading affords you, and the whole purpose is to kill the person you invade so that you can get pale tongues, etc., etc. Covenant items, we'll get into that later too, I'm sure. but it is funny how it tends to be the most boring way to play, but it's viable. So it's one of those interesting gameplay elements where it's like working as intended, but also in kind of the least interesting way. I always felt like they should have maybe incentivized something like I don't know, like this probably would have been hard to implement, but something like maybe if you kill an enemy without that enemy getting hit by, you know, an environmental enemy, you get like an extra covenant item or something like that, right?
Right.
Like there was never really an incentive to do it the other way, but so
Mhm.
it's sort of like you said, just affords this really, um, I mean, not for the invader, but for the other player, this kind of bad taste in your mouth. Like they're just making your experience worse, you know,
Right.
or like,
In a
or
game
maybe
that's
have,
already really hard. That's the
yeah,
idea,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Um, and you know, the only way to play with other people is to make yourself vulnerable to that. And are you not seeing my sign?
I am not, interestingly enough, and I did in
Are you
Kindle.
enkindled? It's
I am.
weird. Might take a second. Um,
You're at the
yeah.
dilapidated bridge, you said, or you're somewhere else?
Oh no, not the dilapidated bridge. I'm sorry. It's the cliff underside.
Oh, okay, that's probably a better spot anyway.
That's where your souls are. So that I sort of just assumed that's where you were going to be, but I don't know why. Maybe I don't have dilapidated bridge yet.
Words mean things, man. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, that's you know, classic game design problem. If you give someone a boring but effective way to do something, they'll do that.
Yeah. Oh.
And yeah, I mean, like, it's almost hard to get mad at people for doing it because it is the most efficient way to get items that you might need. So, you know, it is on the designers for not making the more interesting way to play, more, you know, as profitable as the less interesting way to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is, I mean, this gets into a larger discussion. I think that you and I have a lot about nerfs.
Up
Like
here.
Nerfs,
Oh yeah.
Nerfs are usually, in my opinion, kind of the coward's way out, right?
Oh, wrong way. This way.
Okay. Because like if there's something that everyone's, I mean, currently I haven't logged into Destiny, but apparently there are some new swords that are just like deliciously overpowered right now.
There were. That was actually 2 seasons ago.
No, some new ones though, right? Or maybe I just found an old article.
Oh no, you're right. I thought you were talking about swords in general because they did get a buff. Oh, did we just get invaded again? Where are your souls? Let's just do that real quick. Okay, I think if we just drop down now, your souls are like right over here now.
TBH, my geography is a little messed up, so I'm not sure.
I think you rolled off, yeah, over here.
I did, you're right.
I definitely heard something, but I don't see it. I didn't get a notification.
Here's my blob.
Delicious blob.
Fighting the thief now.
Thralls.
Enthralling. There we go. What were we just talking about?
Well, first of all, wait, let's figure out. We have to go around. So where did we... Oh, okay, so we do need to go to that cliff underside. Or not cliff underside, the one you were just at. What's the most effective way to get there? Actually, I guess at this point it'd be for me to die and to meet you there. Oh, I don't have that bonfire.
You don't have that bonfire. Yeah, we gotta do this the old-fashioned way.
All right. Clear all the people.
How are you, gentlemen? Where were we, discussion-wise? Though we were getting somewhere interesting. Oh, nerfing. Yeah. So I believe there are 2 swords specific to this season in Destiny that are very powerful, and so if I ever want to use them and enjoy them, I need to log in the next 5 days, basically.
Because they are going to get nerfed.
Yeah, like 100%.
Okay, that I had not heard.
I mean, no, they haven't said that.
You and I play Destiny 2 differently. I play it and don't pay attention to any updates. You don't play the game, and you are apparently aware of all the updates.
Well, they come across my newsfeed whether I ask for them or not. At this stage of the game, I was also like comparison shopping for Beyond Light because when there's a new expansion, that's usually when I do dive back in.
Yeah,
I find the seasonal content really and unsatisfying usually, but the expansions have all been really good.
It's always pretty questionable. I just like the way the game feels, so I mean, I don't know. It's
no, totally, and it's sort of as simple as that for you, and you manage to play without worrying too much about the parts of Destiny that I find infuriating, like the. But yeah, no, I guess the larger point was just about like nerfing as a practice, you know,
Yeah.
like because I obviously anytime there's a PvP element, there's a sense in which it's necessary. You need balance and fairness and all that, but there's also a sense in which fairness is inherently not fun.
There's a YouTube streamer. I think a YouTuber. Sorry, that they're so there's a lot of overlap these days. So I'm not always sure.
YouTubesman.
Yes. Because I also play fighting games, which are pretty much just PvP at their core. And what he talked about in one video that I really liked was how really, rather than nerfs, like what would be more interesting for a game to do is just kind of apply constant, like tiny, like tweak buffs. Because
Yeah.
not that the game has to get crazy, but he was just pointing out like people have fun when the characters do ridiculous things, and
That's
that's kind
exactly
of
it, right? In a single player game, you would almost always, well, maybe not. Well, the instinct should be. I'll just say what I'm thinking rather than trying to overextend the point.
Yeah.
When players stumble upon something that's really really effective or powerful or goofy, that's good gameplay. Like you've just found something in the game you've created that makes people want to play it. And
Right.
nerfing is fundamentally the instinct to say, "Oh boy, they're having way too much fun. Let's tune that down."
basically.
Which I think is sort of a mistake. You know, like the goal should be to make something else as fun or as powerful or whatever as the overpowered thing.
Right.
Now, as a
I think
practical matter, that's probably impossible in a game that you want to make, continuous for 10 years like Destiny.
Well, and the key is like, yeah, because it's an inventory game, and there's like a certain sense of an economy. I think that's where it gets tricky, right? Because like, and this is
Yeah, and that's
it's
true even
doubly so.
that's true even though the game avoids having an actual economy because you can't trade items.
Right. And I was gonna say, and that's doubly so maybe since they decided to stop with the dat MMO stuff, and like, there's random rolls on weapons, like, whereas before it's like everyone kind of was dealing with the same gear. So it's like if someone got a really, really good weapon, oh shoot, we don't have the white tree branch, huh?
No, we do not. We are not friends with this this fine bowyer. Got a young white branch now, but haven't done anything with it.
Oh boy,
Oh,
I
right.
might get. Yep. Oh
You
god.
got, you got.
I'm gonna hide behind this house real quick. I'm wondering, we should open the shortcut before we worry about getting items here, I think.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go in and deal with Crazy McCrazy over here. Man, I've gotten really confident about my parrying abilities.
I gotta get there. My timing is still off in this game because I like post Sekiro. I kind of have no excuse to not try a lot.
Yeah. Sekiro is very friendly though with the parry window because it's such an integral part of the game.
That's true. That's true. And you can even like sort of miss the parry, and the penalty is very low. You lose like a fraction of a second. Whereas
Right.
in the Dark Souls games, if you miss a parry, you're like,
Your stamina's gone. You take a small chunk of health loss.
yeah, it's a bad scene. Like there are when you're learning anyway in Sekiro, there are situations where you can sort of spam the parry button, and you don't really there's no punishment for it.
Do you want to go back and get items in that one area, or do you want to wait until we are the giant's friend? We have a lot of different ways we can go now that we've opened this. Like, there's this boss right here.
Let's go back and get those items, and then fight the curse rotted great
Good
wood.
wood.
Yeah.
So he'll be like our first non-Vordt boss.
This boss is not also named Vordt. Whoops, I should have jumped. Why didn't I jump? Because I'm bad at video games, that's why. We should say, so the thing this isn't is a Let's Play, where we're going to, play it and let you see the story. The other thing this isn't is skilled play.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of other videos you can watch for that. Streamers too.
Not that we're terrible, but we're not as good as the people who you tune in to see be good at it.
Sometimes skill goes too far, though.
Expound on this thought.
I mean, I get a kick out of watching speedruns, but it's also not as interesting to watch someone swim through the environment.
Oh, sure. Well, that's maybe even another thing entirely. That's like,
Oh god, I'm just getting harpooned.
I think there is a difference between speedruns, which are entertaining in their own right, but as you say, sometimes little resemble gameplay, right? Or at least like normal gameplay.
Yeah.
But then there's just like the pleasure of watching someone play a game you like way better than you can play it.
I think there's an Estus shard. Oh boy, there's an Estus shard on this little island over here.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm gonna go for it. Oh my goodness, why am I doing this to myself and others?
Try jumping. Oh god. Well, did you get it?
It's a bone shard, and yes, I did get it.
Oh lord, I'm dead. So I'll meet you.
Oh,
No.
Great.
Well, we got the shortcut, so
we got the shortcut. We got the shard. I gotta get my souls though.
we could kind of beeline it to the giant if you want to make that area a little more habitable. But I don't know which is more important to you.
It's a fine question. I kind of just want my souls.
All right, I'll meet you. Hold on, I gotta run through this crazy world of ours. Oh god, oh lord, it hurts. So much fire.
The goggles, they do nothing.
So yeah, I think I only have cliff underside.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll be maybe. How do we get to the giant? I don't actually remember.
I do, especially now that we've opened the bonfire. We're just gonna have to backtrack a little. Are you at the cliff underside?
No, but I will be. Sorry, one sec.
No, you're fine. I was just say I can go spend my souls real quick.
You don't have that long.
Oh shoot.
Well, fine, do it then.
Well, fortunately, there's no decision making right now. I'm just, I think, just boosting my health. I would say
It's probably a wise choice.
yes. I will do. Oh, only 3 levels, and Dark Souls 2 got me spoiled.
Oh right, because we did the early pursuer and became wealthy men.
Yes. Well, but even I don't know if it's just the leveling in that game, but like it just feels like you get more bang for your buck.
The early levels are quick. That is true.
Oh my goodness. Vow of silence. All right. Sign down.
Not seeing it yet, and yes, I'm enkindled. You're at the cliff underside, or the what is this called? The cliff underside?
Yeah, cliff underside, which is like that small room.
Cliff Thunderside.
Did you say that or did I say that? Because that's what I heard, but I wasn't sure if it came out of my mouth or yours.
I'm pretty sure you said it, but you know.
Sweet. Thunderside.
Let the tape be the judge. There you are. Oh, hey, Bowie. Special appearance by Bowie. You are shedding like crazy, my friend.
So yeah, on a less, or I should say a more conservative playthrough, like when we first played this game, what we would probably be doing is jumping back and forth between bonfires, like every single one.
Right.
But one of the cool things about this game is, yeah, like the shortcuts kind of allow you to sort of, I don't know about bypass, but it just makes the things a little more accessible. There's like I feel like there was I guess not.
I haven't even.
Oh wait, yeah, over here.
I haven't even checked if people are chatting at us. By the way, I'll do that the next time we stop. I am not a proper 2-monitor setup here. I'm in my living room. I don't know, man.
It's early here.
Well, we have a couple of like people, as far as the podcast anyway. There's people in Europe and a couple in Australia who tune in. So in theory, they could happen upon this at a reasonable hour.
I forget what the time difference is. I remember anytime someone I know travels, I always set a clock on my phone so that I can kind of know what time it is where they are.
I have a coworker in Singapore right now, and I know that math is super easy. That's like 12 hours ahead of Eastern time.
Oh, nice.
It's not easy to plan meetings, but the math is easy.
No, I mean, that sounds like a nightmare, but your friend may be having dinner right now.
Duh.
All right. right, here we go.
I see my blob.
Red Eyes, I think, is going to be... So let's let these two guys walk out. So we can kind of... if you're not feeling good about pairing, why don't you take on Red Eyes? I mean, not Red Eyes. I'll take on Red Eyes. That's what I meant. Okay, so now...
Yeah, I probably won't work on my parrying right now while there's a blob in play.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, he'll gradually take people out. All right, now let me see if I can distract him, and you just go for your blob.
On it. Got it.
Oh, yep, he's getting me. All right, cool.
Let's get the Sam heck out of here.
Oh, Samuel Heckerton. All right. Do you want like a fresh reset of the bonfire, or you think we should just...
I'm good. I think I've used no Estus, so yeah, we're fine.
I've used none, yeah, so this is the best I'm going to get for now.
All right. Let's fight that tree.
By the way, I always joke with friends. It's always a good sign when your the person co-oping with you is running in place.
Hey, yup.
Can't possibly be anything crazy in this room.
Oh, we should try and clear these ranking files, right?
Well, they keep coming back, so it's kind of
okay.
up to you.
Yeah, whatever then.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember, because this boss I've never quite understood, but I guess Rotted Great Woods, were they a thing from the second game?
No.
So then where are Great Woods sort of mentioned then, like in passing? I don't seem to remember them in Dark Souls 1.
Dark Souls 1, there's the notion of arch trees. So, like, before the Age of Fire,
Right.
you know, arch trees and everlasting dragons. So is there some kind of connection there? Maybe? I don't know. You just get him in his big Pompoko balls.
Yep. Oh, I keep forgetting this whole library is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, well, that one is Ghibli, but not Miyazaki.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh my god, I'm blanking on the name. The other really big director that works for Ghibli. Who also did Only Yesterday and... oh my
Yeah, I'm not as
goodness.
familiar with his library as I feel like I should be. Oh, man.
There's a few of them I haven't seen either. Yeah, we've been thinking about catching up. Pompoko is way darker than you might think, but it's very good.
I seem to remember that based on like the clips I saw.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, obviously, love Miyazaki. I'm not looking to start an internet fight. Miyazaki rules. But this other director, whose name I'm criminally forgetting, probably is more varied stylistically. You know, like it's all over the map, and that's kind of great.
All right. Here we go.
Here I go.
Oh, it's a big arm.
Oops.
Let's use my heel.
Tell you what, it ain't a small arm. It looks so much like the arm that pops out of the outhouse or the toilet in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, you're right. I can't remember that. Wasn't that arm kind of friendly?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it wasn't malicious. It just needed help.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, it looks very sinister, but it's just like kind of a, like, oh, you mind helping me out here? Like, oh, he just fell on you.
He did do that.
I was gonna say he just fell on your ass, but his ass just fell on you. So.
Right. I mean, both are on the true side.
His ass fell on your ass. Oh God.
Oh boy.
Oh no! I heard that sound.
I got. Let's try this again. I do have a hard stop, as we say in the business world, coming up. So.
What time is that?
I got a thing at 10. So.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I thought you had said 11.
If I did, then I lied, and I'm a cruel, bad man.
I don't know. It honestly just means I have more time on my end for getting ready for the day. I think my wife has some stuff to do.
Cool.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So the Curse Rod Great. I think my assumption about it being linked to 2 was because the things you can transpose from it. One of them is the Mira Greatsword. No, what is it called?
Yes, I think that is what it's called.
It's a greatsword from Mira. No, it's called the Hollow Slayer greatsword that
Oh,
is
there it is. There it
used
is. Yes.
by Lucatiel and Mira. And so I forget what the lore reason is that that the tree would have it. Like I think it's like absorbed souls or something.
It's got something to do with the character who's like stuck down below where you fight the Great Wood too. There's like some connection with that family.
Oh, Hodrick, I think, right?
Yes. Have I mentioned I don't remember this one as well?
He was the invader that we fought, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like a procession here, huh?
Oop. What is the Great Wood weak to? Is it fire?
Probably, I would assume so, just because it's
Yeah.
wood.
Excuse me.
But I don't
Probably
know.
should have spent these souls and been stronger before we started trying to do this, but I think we can do it.
Worst case scenario, you can always use a homeward bone if you want
Right.
to do that. Like if we get close to the end of the session and
Yeah, that's true.
and we haven't beat him. Do you see your souls? I can't remember if they show up over here or if we have to.
I think they might be below.
Let's see. It's a big area.
Yeah.
You still don't see them now?
I do not.
Well, we should be fine here as long as we don't get too careless.
But I love to be too careless.
Ugh. You know what? I think I might switch weapons for this. Dark is a very potent element in this game. Whoa! I've never seen him do that. Did he just roll?
Yeah, that was wild.
I'm about to end this man's whole career. That was me, by the way, in case that wasn't clear. My career is ending, not his.
Oh, no, I loud and clear. Clear and loud. Oh, that's weapon melting juice. We don't want that.
Is that what it was? I couldn't tell what it was doing.
I thought so. Maybe that's assumed knowledge from the other games.
Alright, let's see. Gotta work my way around here.
Oh, jeez. Good to see that rank and file, boy.
Oh, this one's got red eyes. No bueno. There we go. Okay. I just gotta stay alive. Oh. Alright, go get your souls.
I still don't see them, which is not...
They'll be down here.
Oh,
They're
there,
just...
yeah, they're there. I seize them. And now I shall seize them.
Ow.
It actually gives you a homeward bone down here. It's like, hey, by the way...
Considering that souls are kind of the economy in this game, one might say that you seize the means of production.
Hey. Marxism confirmed.
Oh, you can hit the arm. That's right. Okay. That was a wasted opportunity on my part. Oh, oh.
Ooh.
Oh, Lord. I seem to remember we had worked out like a pattern of some kind that made this a lot easier.
I don't recall.
It's very cheesy, but... Oh, gosh. I do not remember this guy's moves at all.
You can't lock onto the arm, which is...
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm backing off here. Oh, he don't like that. Oh, this is the big fall. I think this is a big fall. Yeah, and then you can hit the arm.
That's right.
I'm on the wrong side, though.
I can get there and get a few licks in, but not as many as I would have enjoyed.
I got one. Oh, one.
Is there a margin in still going for those nuts? Or...
Yeah, there is. It's just tricky. Oh.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted at all. Drink the Estus, you foolish man. Oh?
Oh.
Oh, he footed me.
Yeah, I think if you he did the grabby.
That's not what you want.
I don't think I'm dead, but definitely in pain. Yeah, I think the thing with the tree balls is that when you do hit them, he has some on his back too. When you when they burst, you get that nice little like damage drop off.
Ooh. Oh, he backhanded me. Oh, he front-handed me.
It's got a lot of hands. There we go. Yeah, there's some on his back. I'm gonna try and hit.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
Look out! Oh! The music production in these games has synth gotten so sophisticated, or do they actually have a full band for all these games? Or maybe this game specifically. I think the first one was a lot of MIDI production, even though it's still glorious.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the original Demon Souls sounded very MIDI. Like, it was a lot less advanced. I know Bloodborne, they had a full orchestra. Well, not a full orchestra, because it was a relatively, because they wanted to give it that Victorian sound. So,
There we go. All right, got the on his back.
It was a smaller group than you might think for the big old sound they got, but
yeah.
There's for sure a bit of both in this one.
I just don't know what kind of budgets games get for music on this kind of stuff, even AAA titles.
Yeah,
because like this sounds like a full orchestra and a choir.
I mean, by this point in From's existence, I'm sure they could pretty much, write their own checks. Oh, jeez.
Avenge me.
You're alive. Don't be so dramatic.
I mean, I still want vengeance. Oh, he got me that last one.
Yeah, he got me with his elbow.
All right,
Close.
all right.
I'm out of Estus, though.
Me too.
Oh, boy.
Play this smart. I think the only thing now is his hand, unless you see bubbles on somewhere else.
I think the nuts are dead, my liege.
So I think it's just, I gotta get that hand. Oh boy, I'm in a corner. I did not realize. Alright, I'm down.
Oh, man. Alright, we'll see how this
Good luck.
goes. Good luck. Here's the big fall.
When you fall, yeah, you want to try and be, I think, on his left, your right, facing him.
I can't get to it. Ah, bummer. Unhappiness.
Wow, I just got immediately invaded. So this might put a little damper on our plans, unless I just go die. Let's see. Didn't even get a message yet.
I got.
Alright, for the stream! I'm just gonna kill myself. Yeah, the delay is always fun. Like, I can't say that I did not get a message. What? No. Alright. Soapstone down. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Sorry, I was just...
Okay. No, you're fine. Just I got a pop up from Discord, so I just didn't know if it did something automatically. Excuse me.
So yeah, I don't actually know too much about the behind-the-scenes music production of this particular video game.
I went the wrong way again.
There is a really great mini documentary that Sony put out about the music of Bloodborne, though, that I like a great deal. Talking to the composers and talking about the
Oh.
instrumentation they all shared and how they got a sound, even though there were, I think, 4 of them. Talking
Should we
about
just run to the boss door?
Yeah, sure. Talking about wacky time signatures.
Yeah, the hard thing about Bloodborne was that since I played that on a, you have to, I guess, because it's on PS4. Played it on a bigger TV. I don't feel like I got the full Sonic experience.
Oh, you didn't headphone it up for that one?
No,
It's
I mean,
rewarding to revisit.
I kind of
life.
can't, just
Sure.
by necessity of my lifestyle.
Sure.
All right, here we go. Show me those Tom Popos.
Ooh.
Yeah, gotta watch out for them boys.
Them cursed boys.
Yep.
Them cursed boys sure is getting us in a heap of trouble. Hopefully they'll capture it in Demon Souls. Like the ones with red eyes, like there were these red eye knights in Demon Souls that were just, they look like regular knights till you see their red eye, and they were just so obscenely difficult. Like,
I mean, you get a small taste of that with the Lothric Knights, I would argue.
yeah, that's true.
But I don't know how hard the ones were in Demon Souls comparatively.
Yeah, it's hard to gauge, right? Like how much of it was that they were like substantively harder, and how much just that Demon Souls was clunky and new and all that. Because Demon Souls is hard in all sorts of ways it means to be, but it also, the first time around anyway, it was hard and it was hard because it was just, for the jank.
Jankety jank.
That's true of most of these games, honestly, in some
Yeah,
way or other.
I would say. I mean, a big part of, I think, getting good at these games is learning that jank. Oh,
Right.
boy. Oh, no, I'm locked on. I can't see anything. Did he roll? Because he cleared a lot of space.
Yeah,
I could not get away.
That was wild.
Whoop.
Yeah, I
See if
mean,
get these
mastering
back
jank,
rolls.
in my opinion, is sort of. It's about you have to do that for most games. Maybe just games, full stop.
Yeah, I think.
Like
I never thought about that because I mean, we talk a lot with our buddy Jay about AAA stuff, and I mean, some of those games do not feel janky, but you're still learning like their quirks.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like it's just premium jank. Like, if I may coin a phrase, because like, the thing where you have to be looking in a certain direction so it can be sufficiently cinematic, so what Monster Hunter fans refer to as the broken neck problem, because World is really the only Monster Hunter game that does it. Like, that's if that were in a game that didn't look expensive, you'd call it jank. Having maybe it's just about like learning the game's language, and like being willing to learn janky languages opens you up to being able to enjoy more games. Maybe that's sort of what I mean.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, especially because oh goodness, we live in an era where, I mean, I shouldn't say an era. It's always been a thing. People always like retro. Even I always forget that Happy Days was made in like the freaking, what was it, like the 60s or 70s? Yeah. I think to enjoy older games, you need to be able to at least put up with that, because one of the fun things about like a lot of those Nintendo games is learning the jank, because some of them play so weird, and then once you get a hang of it, there's this weird like Zen moment almost where it's
Right.
oh, I get it.
The first Zelda is extremely like that, and it's like
Yeah.
things that,
Oh
things
man,
that
but
are,
yeah, I remember the first time I played that was with you, watching over my shoulder, and it was so sublime once you got it, and like you could angle everything just right to get the what were those like knights in the
dark
not the
nuts.
hard knight, yeah, the dark nuts.
This
I feel
part
like
is
if
so
we're
hard.
far away from him, he'll do the
roll.
falling thing.
Okay. Or yeah, totally.
Come come over here. Let's see,
I'm coming.
because I think he'll try to clear the space that way. I'm uncertain.
But yeah, you see through the veil of time, and the dark nuts start to make sense, and it's really quirky control.
Oh
Ooh,
god,
forgot he does that.
Okay, maybe not all the time.
Oh boy.
There's the arm though. Ah, I missed it.
Same. Complete whiff. Like, you can't lock onto it. I keep trying to lock on.
Yeah, I'm trying to not do that. I see. I wonder if they took it out. Oh wait, here we go. Is he standing? Yep. Nope.
That's a
He's
roll.
rolling. All right, I'm just gonna get my licks in where I can. I think. All right, there's one. Wow, the hand takes a lot of damage.
It does.
I don't know if that's always or just once the. Oh boy, look out.
Cool. Yeah, I did that badly.
Health up here. That's right. I gotta put some points into faith once I get a good health spell to heal us both. What? Come on. There we go. Okay. This side. I can't remember.
I'm honestly not sure.
Yep.
Go for it.
Wrong side.
Oh no. Oh, here he is. Ugh. This is not enough damage we're doing. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, man. This is going bad. There's something here we're missing.
No, I think the falling thing, but I just didn't know which side, but now I know. So if we can just figure that out again. Are you out of Estus?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. No, thank you. Oh.
I am completely on the wrong side of him.
Sorry, buddy, I can't heal you. Let's just get my health full here. Alright. Don't think this is impossible, but it will be tricky.
Yeah, just caution.
Let's see.
Lust/caution.
Come on, buddy. Don't you want to stand up? Yeah. Alright, I'm running to the other side. Come on. Yes.
Get it. Alright, I'm backing off.
One more lick. Okay, good. Alright, maybe... Why don't you try backing off? Let me see if I can just finish him.
That seems so cowardly.
Yeah, but also, aren't we playing the game right? You have friends to help you?
Yeah, I know.
That is an interesting thing. Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
What our own psychological expectations adds to the tension of these games.
It's true. I'm just thinking entertainment.
I was playing with a buddy who got stuck. I don't even remember on which boss, but he said to me, like, I feel like at this point I have to beat them by myself.
That's a trap.
Oh, God. I can't hit the stupid hand.
Got one.
Alright.
Oh, I so want him to be dead.
Heal aid. If he falls one more time, it's over, but the question is, will he? Okay, maybe if he hits me, then you can hit his hand. Third one.
Oh, one more hit.
Come on.
Woo!
It makes you feel better. You did not stop trying, so you get points for that.
I hit him several times.
That's what I'm saying. Ooh, I got an ember.
Bracing.
I think if you go back to Firelink, there's someone waiting for you. Ugh. All right, well.
Toward a good session. I think we have our answer as far as whether we need to do everything twice. I think we don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that sense too. It doesn't seem as critical.
Welcome host speak very well, then touched him.
Are you talking to Cetus?
No, I was talking to the firekeeper.
Ah.
Ashen bring with ash, is it not?
Yes.
Yes.
Gracious let Ashen one.
Burn that bone shard.
Bone shard.
Bone shard. Baby bone shard.
You know, I couldn't serve in the Anne Orlando military because of my bad bone shards.
Real shame. I know you wanted to serve your kingdom.
Do you know if you're going to do the Yol quest?
I mean, why not? Is there a reason why not? I don't think there is.
Yeah, I actually don't remember. I think, it closes off, what's his name? What's his name? What's her name? They.
Henri, you're thinking of?
Henri, yes.
That's right.
Fret not, for
It closes off the Henri.
a transposing
A transposing
kiln.
kill.
Now, transposition.
Yes, yes. Making boss souls can now be a thing that we do in the game.
Do it.
I think I'm going to go ahead and make the Pontiff's left eye.
I mean, that would make more sense than the hammer. Like, are you a strength build?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to do the Arster's Spear, because I've always done the Hollow Slayer Greatsword. But the Hollow Slayer Greatsword is an amazing weapon if you're feeling something other than the dual wielding. As we discussed, I don't know that your character would. I mean, there's a lot of flexibility to your personal lore.
I already had a Pontiff's left eye.
Oh.
Well, now I have two. Oh, well.
I mean, would you have used the hammer? Or is it just more to appeal to your sense of being the collector?
It's more collectoring. And what I mean, I have platinumed this game, so whatever, it's fine.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing? I need to figure that out.
Well, it takes 3 playthroughs to get all the rings. There's +3s you can't get until New Game +2, I guess.
I mean, I'm like on plus game 4.
Well, then you're slacking off. Is the
I should look that up, yeah, because I'm sure I've gotten almost everything.
Welcome, husband.
Good morning, sweetheart. My daughter just walked in.
Well, hello, daughter.
My daughter.
Niece, I suppose. So you need some endurance in this one. I mean, you need some endurance in all of them.
Yeah.
Need some vigor. Be a young, vigorous champion.
It's funny, Bloodborne is really like the whole shield thing gave me such a distaste for shields, but blocking is a very effective thing, especially early game.
Oh, for sure.
Just good, wasn't he?
Are you really following me? Oh, okay. Let me know when you're ready to do a little outro, or if we are doing one.
We should probably go ahead and do that. Because I should probably get ready to do the job.
Time for the job.
Time to do the job. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for part. I can officially use my katanas now, so that's very exciting. Matched set. Is there a better shield?
Probably.
Aesthetically, lore-wise, otherwise-wise. Yeah, it's for now.
I thought it was funny to have a shield and a katana.
Yeah, it does feel silly. I honestly have not been using the shield. Like, at all. So let's roll shieldless for now. It does look kind of cool on my guy.
Kind of makes sense in your whole spirit of two-handing.
Mm-hmm.
I got all these invaders on me right now.
Yeah, I guess dual wielding, you know, because I'm doing the twin blade build. It's on my mind because we're playing Dark Souls 2, which is very very friendly to dual wielding. It's got power stance and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Humans. Champions of Ash. Join us again next time for some more weird nonsense.
Yes, please do. We enjoy it. You enjoy it.
Zorak enjoy it. Moltar enjoy it. Good morning and good luck.